Hello, this is Jordan. This is being recorded on the early evening of Friday, November 8th, 2024, and welcome back to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. Hope you all had a great week. Tough week for precious metals. We're in correction mode now. Silver finished the week down 4%, I believe. Gold down 2%. If you look at the stocks, GDXJ down about 2%, 2.5% for GDXJ. And SILJ, I believe, was down 4%, if I remember correctly. So let's take a look at where the charts are now and think about what could be coming over the next week or so. Okay, so starting off here, we have the daily candle charts. Gold right here, silver down here with gold. We're looking at the 100-day moving average here and the 150-day here. If we look at past cyclical bull markets for gold, you may remember I've talked about support being the 50-day, 100-day, and 150-day. Now, sometimes it does test the 200-day, but those first three moving averages provide support when gold is running. And as we can see here, it has been running. Again, this is the 100-day. It came close to testing it here and here. But for the most part, it has been running and hot above the 50-day moving average. But here and now, we do see gold has come back. It's corrected about 5%, maybe a little bit more. So these are the support levels we have here. This is about 2610. 2570 here, and then 2520 right here. That should be strong support. So 2520, I think, if we're going to see more of a correction, that could be the realistic worst case scenario. And remember, as far as a correction, it can be in price and time, or only one. It can be in price where you have something quick, or it can be in time where it goes sideways like this. This is more of a time correction, or it can be a combination. So I don't think we're going to see gold go like that. It's maybe it bounces here and you get a bounce, and we'll see if you get a second attempt and see if it can stabilize. Then you get a bullish consolidation or a correction more in terms of time, or you have a little bit of bounce here. It breaks this support, comes down here to the, moving average support, and then you have stronger support here. So this is just what I'm thinking about over the next week or so. I do think the correction continues. Probably both in price and time. And with respect to silver, so silver has corrected more than gold, of course. Ramped to 35, has corrected more than 10%. Down to, I think, just below 31 as far as the low this week. Closed at 31.45. Here's the 200-day. Now, here's the really strong support at 26. And then also, remember back here, you'll see on the weekly, but you do have 28, 29, that's strong support. So we'll get more into that on the weekly chart. But looking at the daily chart here, this should be a strong support area, 29 and 30. You also have the 200-day slowly coming up here. So that is going to solidify the support here, or I should say in that range over the next month or two. Now, moving on, let's talk about the weekly chart. Gold here, silver here, the weekly candle chart. And we can see the weekly candle chart, there is some support here. I mean, you have this bullish hammer. I could have put the line in here. That would be, I think, 2520 that I mentioned on the daily chart. So that is one support level. If we're looking at the candles, we mentioned it last week. This is a bearish candle, especially after a strong move like that. This, you can kind of say maybe this is a bearish hammer or a bullish hammer, but it's not, not strong enough of a rebound. Also, at the same time, when you're looking at bullish hammers, they really need to follow a downtrend. They need to follow a period of weakness to be significant. So, looking here like this here, if you see this, this is a bullish hammer because it came after this period of weakness. The same thing we could say right here. For silver, we can say there's a bullish hammer here. There's also one here. So you get the point. I mean, I'm beating a dead horse. So this is not a bullish hammer. Yeah, and so not a bullish candle, not a bullish candle here. For silver, last 3 weeks, these are 3 bearish candles in a row. Bearish candle here when it tested 35. Big black candle here, closed at the low of the week, only a little bit of a bounce. So these are bearish candles. So this support here at 31. Maybe we see more of a bounce because it did bounce here several times, but we're going to need to see a really strong bounce for me to think this will hold. Getting back to what I mentioned on the daily chart, you do have strong support coming in on the weekly chart, I should say, right around 29.5. I mean, you can make a case for 30, also 29. I think when I looked at I looked at the line chart, the weekly line chart. I apologize because I could have put that down below. That points to around 29.5. So that's what I'm looking at as far as support. Call it 29.5. But if you want to be more bullish than you could say 30. If you want to be more bearish, you could say 29. But that's what we're looking at as far as support for silver, especially if you see a weekly close below 31. Now, before we get to the stocks, if you haven't already, this would be a great time to consider subscribing to the Daily Gold Premium. Of course, it's always a great time to subscribe, to be honest. And the reason for that is it's a good thing that we are seeing this correction now, because we don't want high-quality juniors to run away and make vertical moves. We want them to stair step, because at times like now, these stocks can correct 15, 20%. It's a little painful in the short term, but it gives you a chance to buy more if you didn't buy enough months ago. And at the same time, if you're a new subscriber, or you're reshuffling your portfolio and you have some cash and you don't own some of these stocks, it gives you a chance to get in at a better price. So take advantage of the weakness if you haven't already, and you can subscribe and learn about at least the stocks that I'm looking to buy and hold on weakness. Thank you for listening to that message. Now, let's wrap things up with the stocks. So, daily candle charts here, GDX, GDXJ, SILJ. Now here I put in the 200-day exponential moving average. Now subscribers will know, because I've talked about this occasionally in past updates, if you look at the cyclical bull markets in GDX and GDXJ, going back 20 years, the 200-day EMA proves to be a very significant support level. I mean, for GDXJ, we saw it here. This is just one example. Right here, this bounce here, this one's pretty close. This test here for GDX. So the 200-day EMA, it's coming up like this. It's coming up close to this lateral support. Not quite there yet as far as GDXJ, but I did not change these support lines. I had these last week. I've had these in premium updates. We can see SILJ Silver Juniors. I mean, they already went to 12.5. Nice candle there. GDXJ, not quite at the second support level here, but this is strong support and good support. Same thing here, 36 GDX. That should be really good support. Also support here at 38. So when we're looking at support levels, we're looking at the price action. We're looking at moving averages. I don't have Fibonacci levels in here, but that's also worth mentioning. Then you can look at the candles day by day, and we can look at a pattern. So look at these candles. We can see, this is a bullish hammer. Downtrend here, bullish hammer. That's a reversal candle. So I'm looking at the candles for 2 of the last 3 days. If you look at Wednesday and Thursday, these are accumulation candles. So Wednesday, Thursday, these are good candles. And today, not the greatest candle, but, bit of a hammer in GDX. Same thing, bit of a hammer in GDXJ. Not quite a hammer in SILJ, but the 2 days before you had 2 good candles. So this daily action here tells me that, we should see this support 38, 48. Maybe this support holds at least the next time it gets tested. If that happens, we should probably see another bounce, and who knows, it could be a mini double bottom. So maybe a bit of a short-term bottom in the minors. I still think it could take some time. We could see a little bit more selling in the metals. I mean, there is a bit of technical damage in the very short term. I know people hate that, but look, beyond the short term, we're looking medium, intermediate term. Things are still really, really bullish. So no need to panic with this weakness. That's all for this video. Hope you all had a great week. I hope you have an even better weekend. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Where's the market going in the short term? What's happening? I love to hear from you all. And with that being said, again, hope you have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys again on Monday for Macro Mondays.